Welcome to The Real Deal. This is me, Larry Lawton with Benz.
What's up?
We have a great show today. We have a band, an up-and-coming band. I heard it at a venue I was at the other night, and they hit you. And what really hit me is not the night I met them. And I'm going to get into that here in a minute. It was the next night, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. First of all, before we get started, today is fucking cruise day.
It's cruise day, baby.
Can you believe this shit, Benz? It's
I
here.
can believe it.
The limousine is picking up the guest that we gave a free cruise away, and his girl and whatever. They flying in from Atlanta.
Paul Latta, baby.
Paul Latta's going to be here. He's another guy. He doesn't drink, but he smokes. But so whatever he does, he does. I always tell people, and we're going to talk to the band today, because they have a different take, and they're good, and I like that. And stick to what you're doing. You guys are so young, and that's what we're going to have a lot of fun, because when I was your age, I was a bad criminal already. But now I'm a good guy. But we also have, when I introduced the whole studio, we have a couple of guests in the studio coming on the cruise with us, and we have fun with that. Before we get started, Benz, the cigars are here. They are fucking here. They're in Miami.
Can't fucking
believe I don't got one.
Can't believe it.
Listen to that. I talked to the CEO, who I got to give him. Oliva Cigars. They're the third largest company in the world, and they're partnered with me.
Not the third largest company in the world, the third largest cigar company in the world.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big difference.
What, they're not bigger than like Amazon?
Or Apple? No, sir, they are not.
No, they're the third largest cigar company in the world. They had 6,100 employees. Wow. We had the CEO sitting right there. Wow. They promote, and they sponsor the show. They sponsor the show. They love the show.
Smoking an Oliva right now.
Yeah, smoking Oliva. Thank you, Oliva, again.
Thank you, Larry, for providing me with the CVV.
Yeah, you motherfucker. Steals him when I'm not looking. He tells Darren, don't tell him. Like, I
didn't say don't tell him. He watched me do it.
Let me ask you a question. If you think there's one missing, and I had to blame one person in this room who stole a cigar, who would it be?
I don't know, one of the band guys.
Yeah, right.
Shady people. I don't know.
Yeah, band. You got to watch those guys. But no, so Oliva Cigars is really good. 6,100 employees. What?
What's that?
This is gonna be good. Wait, and I didn't drink yet. No.
Are you banging coffee and whiskey at the same time?
Well, no, listen, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. They always say.
Is that an actual?
Absolutely.
We talked about that before.
But you're getting off track on that one. But Oliva Cigars is a great company, and we got our cigars. And the CEO did a favor for me. We bought so many cigars. That's how we hit him. We hit him so hard. They're gonna hold and store them us for gratis, so to speak, and we can go down and pick up 50 boxes, 50, 100.
We're going to do 50?
No,
we need way more than that.
We're going to pick up the first lot at about 300.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's going to be hitting. So that is a lot of fun. Everybody knows this is the cigar. So if you're listening on Spotify, if you are on Apple, check that out.
No, if you're on YouTube,
see, there's something in there that Benz don't know. He'll know it later. No, and also, guys, remember the book. He says I all fucked up. One time I did this. The book, Gangster Redemption, and it's upside down. No, but Darian can't fix that. He says you'll be upside down. But we also have
Darian's here today.
Yes,
everybody.
we have
Fresh
my whole
from
team.
Canada.
We got a bunch of people coming. They're heading to the crew. This is the crew. This is the guys who work with me. We have a lot of fun. I met Darian. That's a whole story. You can check it out on our YouTube channel. I think we did introduced the crew one time. That was a long time ago, and that was fun. It was Peter and stuff. Wow, you met, yeah,
dude. I miss Peter.
I do. Well, I just called him. He wants me to go out. When I go back, I'll go out.
Go out.
Yeah. So we're doing that now. Let's get right to this show. We got a young band, and this is our first band we actually ever had here, and we have they're called Skyclub. I met them, and I'll give you how I met them. I was going to they were playing at a great place in Central Florida, in Brevard County. It's called Main Street. I don't know if you guys noticed, they have the best roast beef sandwich in the county.
I've never actually had it, because every time we're there, we're working.
You're working. But am I right, Ben? We're there every day.
I think
not every day.
Not every day, but yeah. I think it's pretty good. I think by now it's become a thing we tell people. So whether it be true or not, I don't know.
It is true. You come there. I've never had a person I brought there say it was.
Well, because you're always fucking paying. I'm not going to tell you. Oh, that sandwich you bought me is a shit sandwich.
No, the guys I bring, they'll tell you, what the fuck you bring me here, fucker? That's those kind of guys.
All right, fine. Maybe that is.
You know that.
But aside from a great kick-ass fucking sandwich, they have a tiki bar out back, and they have a little stage there, and that's
not
where
a
these
little.
guys
That's
are
it's
playing.
actually they could hold a lot of people there. I
What's
don't
the
know.
occupancy of said bar? Main
You
Street.
could probably stuff, 100.
Oh, 100 more than 100. I've seen that.
Probably get 40 people in that little bar,
Right in the beginning.
in the bar.
Yeah, go a little closer, guys.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to
Yeah,
come
that's
way
right.
closer.
That's okay. They'll get that. So anyway, I met them, and I met their third band.
Once we sell some records, we'll get our own mics, I think.
There you go. No, we're coming on your show.
There you go.
So what happened was I was going there. I was with a friend of mine. We were bar hopping that day. What a day! And we get there after their guys set. But one of their band members, Gabe, and we're gonna introduce him too. He recognized me from YouTube. I guess he follows me, and he starts talking to our buddy John, who's a doctor and a surgeon, but a fuck up. No, he's not a fuck. Great guy.
Jeez.
And I promised them that I would go the next day to listen to them. They screwed up, and I'll get into that story in a minute. Hold on. They screwed up, and I'll get into that in a minute.
Gabe screwed up.
Oh, well, now you got... See, all right. I'm going to teach you business.
Is Gabe here?
No, we all screwed up.
No, we all. You're right. We'll take ownership for it.
See that? When these guys fuck up, I never say, oh, that was Darian's fault. I mean, to somebody outside. I mean, jokingly. What?
That's bullshit.
No. I never, ever say to a person I'm working... Like, we're doing something. I say, we fucked up.
When was the last time anything's been your fault?
Never. It's never my fault.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about? It's always everybody else's
It's all
fault.
of our fault.
Oh, I see.
My point with them. When he said it's his fault, no, we messed up.
Is this Gabe? Is this
Yes.
Gabe? Okay.
Now let me introduce everybody, because then Darren will do that. I know on the edit, because he's learning. He's gonna yell at me. I'm gonna hear so much shit we can do different after this. Like Larry, keep your hands in. But anyway, we have Trey, who's I would say the oldest member. I'm gonna try to give you a little bite, and then you can chime in.
Sure.
You're the oldest member.
Yes.
You started this.
With Jake, yes.
Okay, with Jake, your brother.
Yep.
You're the lead singer. Great voice. Great
you.
voice.
Thank you so much.
All of them got great voices. And I tech you. Your personality is the leader. Is it right?
So that's the interesting thing about Skyclub is in some ways I am and in some ways I'm not, because me and Jake started it pretty much together. You know, we've been playing together before I remember anything else.
You're a singer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe we could gain
Move
it
the
up a
mic
little
closer
bit.
to you.
Can you get?
We could just gain it up a little bit. And then
It's gained all the
hot.
way up, buddy.
okay, never mind.
you
Back
go.
to what I was saying.
You don't have to. Yeah, go ahead.
No, but kind of. Yeah, it's kind of.
You're brothers,
We're
correct?
brothers, so it's like a co-thing. You know, it's like there are certain things that we typically see eye to eye on most things, which is awesome and rare. But the stuff that we don't see eye to eye on forces us to like meet together. It's like we both want to feel. I don't say, well, we're doing this. I don't care what you think.
Well, this is gonna be a good conversation. We're gonna get deep into this, because this brother angle. I have a brother, and we were both gangsters, but I was the boss of the gang, even though I was the younger one.
Right.
And so we're going to get into that in a minute, because there's a lot of dynamics I think people are going to want to know. Especially, I always look at these shows. I don't look at them as today. What's going to happen if somebody's listening to this 10 years and you guys are, multi-platinum, whatever they have in records, and they go, wow, that first revolt, what were they like as kids? Now you're 35 years old. You guys are very successful. Well, what were they like when they were 23 and 21? Well, listen to them on that show,
Right.
and you're going to hear the real deal. And that's why we call it the real deal, number one. So also, okay, I'm going to get back to you. We got Trey, then, of course, Jake the Snake. I call him Jake. I was fucking with him before the show. It was Frank.
Call me Frank.
I think I'm going to call him Frank in like 10 years. Hey, Frank, how's it going? He'll remember that.
He will.
Jake, and you,
Yeah.
so you are the drummer,
Yes.
and
The drummer.
we're going to get into each of your, like, why you like your stuff, and you tell me whose idea was the whole band.
I mean, that's kind of a complex question. I don't know if, I think it was just when we grew up playing music. Our parents introduced us to music at a very young age because they were musicians as well. So it was always our dream to start a band. And I think that,
If I may.
yeah,
Go ahead, grab it.
I would say that we always were a band, even before we were a band. So it's kind of like, we always talk about, we had this thing like when we were like teenagers where, we were like any other well, not like any other teenagers, but playing Xbox and that whole thing and just doing what teenagers do. And we weren't pursuing music really at all at that time. But we still knew together, like, yeah, we're gonna do a band. It was this unspoken thing of like we always knew that we were gonna do this.
But down deep, you're kind of saying that. But we're gonna get that. Then we got we got the couch here. This is the first time we had 3 players, 3 guests, and we got 2 wackos that are coming on a cruise. No, good guys. They could be coming on a cruise with us. We got Justin, and then we got Brandon. Brandon moved the big table. You know, that was a good move. But the other guy's the lazy guy, Justin.
He's not. I don't know why you assume that.
Well, because he was asked to come here and he wouldn't do it.
No, that's not true. Nope. None of that is true.
That's what you told me, Ben. Let's get back to the band. We got Gabe. Now, I met Gabe first, actually. We were at Main Street. I was actually in the bathroom. I was going to say I was pissing. I met him there. I didn't meet him in the bathroom. He met my friend outside the bathroom.
That's right.
How did you stop him?
So we were actually packing up after our show, and I saw you from across while I was on the stage. I couldn't quite tell who it was, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Larry Lawton. I'm like, and I told Trey, and I was like, I know that guy. I'm like, that's Larry Lawton. I can tell from here because I saw your tattoos, and I saw your head, and I was like, that's him.
I saw your head. I knew he was going there.
There's no other bald guys out here.
There was reflection and shit.
And he was like, you should go talk to him. I was like, yeah. And so whenever I walked up, just your buddy was there because you were you were trying to get into the bathroom. And I was like, is that Larry? Is his name Larry? Is that Larry Lawton? And he was like, yeah, that's Larry. And then I remember when you came out and I introduced myself to you, you thought he was messing with you.
He fucks with me all the time, man.
You thought that.
It's common.
I was getting paid.
Right. Something like that.
But no, I really did recognize you because I've been watching your YouTube videos for, since before.
Since I started.
Yeah, since you started,
3 years now.
So hold on. I got a question for you about that specifically. Is John giving you extra money for saying this part too?
Oh, yeah.
Is that how this works?
He can afford it. Doctor, surgeon.
I'm looking at you guys. Just kind of like this.
Now let me get back to Gabe.
Okay.
I'm not done with Gabe.
This is about Gabe, though.
Yeah, but I want to ask who, So how did you get to the band? Let's get to where you're at first so people know who you are.
So I met Trey at this organization in Satellite Beach called the Groove Shack because
the Groove Shack.
The Groove Shack.
The Groove Shack.
Groove Shack.
Really, really great place. Great people there. So where I'm from, I lived in Montana the last few years, and
I wanted to buy land out there.
I was born in Louisiana. Then my family moved to Montana about 5 years ago, and we lived there for the last 4 years. We moved here about a year ago. And I learned how to play guitar in Montana. I've only started playing about 4 years ago because there was really nothing.
How old are you?
I'm 18 right now.
Fuck, you're just starting to jack off and you're fucking goddamn learning this shit.
Right, yeah.
Wow. Well, look, Montana by a few more years.
And, there's some really beautiful guitar places there. And I decided to learn the instrument because there's really nothing to do there besides, the winter. I was skiing a lot. But I learned how to play. There was really no opportunities for bands there because not a lot of people really played music in Montana. And it was really hard connecting with other musicians there. And so we moved to Florida, and I remember my stepmom was like, hey, there's this place in Satellite Beach called the Groove Shack, and I think you'd be interested in, the kids your age, just playing music. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And so I joined up, and I remember I auditioned, and then I got into a band, and the band program started. And we had a different coach. I don't remember his name, but he had to leave in the middle of the band program because of some.
It was Tommy. Was it Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy.
Tommy. Yeah.
He had a family emergency, which I hope he's doing better now. I think he's doing better now. And I remember Trey came in to be our new band teacher, and at first I was like, okay, looks like a young guy, but we'll see how it goes.
In other words, he's young. What the fuck does he know?
Yeah, kind of. I was like,
well, no, I mean,
little did he know.
No, yeah. Absolutely. A lot of times age is not a matter.
Know anything.
Look at my editor. Yeah. He's 16.
You?
No.
He's not 16.
I was gonna say.
No, when I met him, actually, he was. Were you 19, Darian? 20. No, just turned 20.
How old are you now? Okay, so, when's your birthday? I'm 23 too. What day?
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
Okay, nice. I'm like May 29th.
All right, well, let's get off the birthday.
You guys are in the nobody likes you age.
No, I want to take away from you guys.
Just for all the ladies out there, they like to know those.
Oh,
things.
now we can. Now if we're gonna get on that kind of a topic.
No. Let's not.
I'm all for it. They ain't ready.
I know they ain't ready.
No, not yet. But so you meet these guys, you join the band. Oh, who asks him to join the band? Oh, you form your band, actually, then. Technically. Is this the first time you guys become... You didn't have a band... He's the bass player.
No, he plays guitar.
Guitar.
Yes.
You're the bass player.
No.
Now, see, that's how much I know about music.
It's 2022. So our band, I'll just say this really quick.
Please. No, go
So
ahead.
me and Jake started what is Skyclub in 2017, right? And actually, I do want to mention this because it's interesting. The guy that founded the Groove Shack, where I met Gabe last year, his name is Brock Wallard. He's awesome. He's a very great guy. And if anyone listening is in Florida and wants music lessons, go to the Groove Shack.
It's in Satellite Beach.
Satellite Beach. He got us our first gig.
How did you find the Groove Shack?
Well, the Groove Shack wasn't a thing when we met Brock, really.
Groove Shack found us.
The Groove Shack found us. We played at an open mic in 2017.
Just you two?
Us two and our friend John, who
Okay, so you did have a Sky Lab with 3.
Skyclub, yes.
Oh, Skyclub. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Skyclub.
Yeah, we had members.
We've had
I got you.
fluctuation of
See,
members.
that's where I'm getting at. Where did you form?
Yeah, that was it. 2017, we started doing these open mic jams.
We did our first open mic jam in the summer of 2017 and started to gain some traction there. And then
What were we called?
Well, we actually played our first open mic as the Nestor Bros because we didn't have a name yet. So we were like, okay, we don't have a name. We're just...
That's why I asked when the
Write it
Sky
down as
Club
Nestor Bros.
started.
Skyclub 2017, right? So, yeah, we played the first open mic as the Nestor Bros. And I had this song that I had written that was kind of like inspiring us to like pursue being an original band, like just when I was starting to write songs that we actually, were into. And the song, the chorus, the lyrics of the chorus, I didn't feel were like specific enough for it to be the title. I thought it was a good chorus, but you want the title of the song to really like stick out, or else it's just like, okay, just, you know what I mean? And so there was a verse. Go ahead.
No. I got to, because
the whole concept of the song briefly was about constantly flying away from someone you love and always being away, and then dealing with problems through that. And so there was a verse where I said something with the Sky Club, talking about flying, and so.
At that time, we were flying a lot.
We were flying a lot at that time.
What do you mean for the band or for music or for family?
For a bunch of different reasons.
Family stuff.
Yeah, me and him have grown up going like pretty much spending the summer in California, so we would always like, be going back and forth there. But anyway, so I named the song the Sky Club, and a couple weeks later, we and Jake were talking about it. I was like,
we were texting.
We were texting. We have this on a screenshot actually.
Yeah, I still remember we were trying to figure out like a name because we knew we wanted to have like a band name, and that was really one of the hiccups with us even starting the band in general. We wanted to like come up with like what we were, because we didn't want to just say, oh, Nestor Bros, Is
that your name, Nestor?
No.
Oh.
That's our last name. Yeah.
That's what I meant. That's your name, yeah.
So I think me or him, I forgot who it was, but we were texting. We were like, what if we just name ourselves the Sky Club after that song? I mean, it's like kind of fits our whole, vibe. We love traveling.
It's a
we
dope
love,
name.
Being positive, being up in the sky,
Well, let me tell you what attracted to me. People are going to ask, how'd you find these guys, Larry? Or what? Yes, I met Gabe, but I meet a lot of people. The next night, I promised them I was going to go to Crown Plaza, and I did with John, and actually Simon showed up, and two good friends of mine. And I caught the last 3 songs because they messed up, not me. They told they were going to be there till 10 playing. They had to kill it at 9. I get there at 8:45. I think I got an hour and 45 minutes to listen to them.
We did play a couple extra songs.
You did, and what really hit me, and first thing I walked in, I see my 2 friends, and they go, "Hey, Larry, these guys are good. This is John, and they know you, Simon. Simon knows music.
Simon knew exactly what we're going.
No, Simon is an unbelievable musician. You guys think he's a joke?
Simon we're talking about is the guy that was on the last show.
Yes. To let everybody know who that is. Anyway, Simon. So we talk, and they go, "These guys are good," and then I just want to take some video, and I took video. I got it, but you played an original song, and I usually don't like original songs till I hear them a lot. That song, it just I'm trying to. It's kind of in my head.
It's catchy.
Yeah, and here's what I'm a music guy. That my favorite artist, people know, is Paul Simon. Because he's a writer and a musician. How you put lyrics to music, like Elton John didn't do that, I mean, some people, how do you that's the talent. And you're talking young. You're a writer, you said, and you wrote that. Yeah. and you wrote a song about love, and you wrote about missing people or whatever it is. How the fuck do you, all kind of honesty, how do you know about that?
About love?
About relationships, about this. You're 23.
So I was 18 when I wrote the song. And to
to
answer
the
your
point.
question, I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. There's something in musicians to me.
I thought that's sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I think that's the cool thing about art is it's about where we're at in the moment, especially music. And so I wrote that song as an 18-year-old, and that at that time my world was revolving around this. And I look back now and I'm like, but I got the song, and that's turned into
No,
everything.
how you did it, I get. And listen, how you did it when you become something, I get. I always am fascinated when I talk. Benz knows this. Everybody's got talent. I couldn't sing. I can't dance. I can play a fucking instrument. Love it. I'm a speaker. I'm a storyteller, if you want to call it that. When you take a musician, there's great musicians I know. I mean great musicians. Sublime, Rome. Hung out with Rome. When I know he wrote for Jay-Z, he wrote the #1 song for the Dirty Heads and shit. He's a writer and a musician. That to me always intrigues me because now I interviewed him. Whole hour. I don't know if you've watched it. His story's amazing because he was living in a van, no money. Dad was a drug addict and out of jail, nothing. And he turned his life around and he wrote about the things he felt and knew. Genius to me is something you don't know anything about at 18 about love and relationships and shit. You might think you do, you don't, obviously. But to write a song that caught me, and I'm starting to listen to the words, it's like, where the fuck, and my brain kept thinking, how did he know? I mean, and it was catchy. It wasn't a bullshit story that I'm gonna hear and say, this fucking kid fucking read a fucking book and did this. No, you put music to that. All of you, and you could tell it, and it felt it. I felt it, and I don't do that much. I'm not a big music guy per se. I'm a sports guy. I'm a politics guy. I like music. I listen to it all day. Again, Paul saying, I'll tell Alexa she knows where to go on right now. But and even to Gabe, and then I'm thinking, the age of you guys, I thought you were older. Mm-hmm. You look young, obviously, but I didn't think they were this young. I thought maybe 28, 20, like when you were playing, I guess, right?
I started playing when I was 12.
No, I don't mean in a band, like a real band.
12.
But you weren't touring and doing on a band.
Touring at 16.
Is that common?
I don't know.
Is it common? No, I can't believe anything that's common. So my point with you guys is that's the genius I'm finding.
Larry, you say that it's amazing that they write, and I'm not saying it's not everybody, but modern music, not your era, the garage band era and forward. We write our own music. We don't have this guy write the song.
Bertie Taupin and Elton John.
That's an old school thing, right? That's something that a lot of people they associate with music. They think the band is just kind of like this face, and there's a producer who does the music, and there's a writer who does the lyrics. The fact of the matter
that has to be true.
Fact of the matter is,
it still does happen a lot.
It happens.
Of course it does.
Pop music
and pop music.
Because I know artists that buy each other's music.
But yeah, sure. As far as bands and stuff go nowadays, though, a lot of people
we
do
live
write
in
their
like
own
this
songs.
self-produced moment in time, right? It's no longer about getting a label. It's about getting a trend on social media. It's about kind of creating your own thing. When we were writing music, we were sitting. It was almost like kind of like this argument that ended up in a song. Right, so this guy would play this little part on the guitar, and this guy would say, I remember Donnie would have like a whole fucking notebook full of lyrics and shit, and we would try to like fit them into songs. I'm not saying this is what you guys do, but I think your perception of how music is written, especially in a more modern era, and I say modern like 90s and on, maybe 80s and on, is different.
I don't know, because when I talked to Rome and I sat in the tour bus, I mean, holy shit.
I partially agree with what you're saying. I think a lot of what you're saying is true, but I also do think a lot of the old way it was is still pretty present. Like you're saying, in the band world, it's all self-produced now. We have a recording studio.
Well, the technology, everybody can
but
do that.
on the radio level, that is still how it works, because it's about the songs being the best they can be.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Are you guys? Do you want your song on the radio?
Absolutely.
That's where you're going. See, I haven't heard these guys' music yet. I haven't heard them play. So I don't have an opinion as far as how good your music is. Tell you what, you guys look like a band. He looks like you got the look, right? I mean,
thank you.
Between the three,
yeah, but that's like 2% of what people give a fuck about, in my mind. I didn't know what any of the artists. Listen, if you look at Paul Simon, he never looked like a fucking rocker or musician. Look what he was. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 3 times, right? Or Garfunkel solo. Who gives a fuck? Look at Elton John. I mean, if you want to talk a look, yeah, he made his look. If you look at, I don't know, Sting or any of the greats that I consider
Sting's beautiful.
Sting's pretty cool though.
What, of
Where's
course.
that nice look
What I'm getting at is, I think once you hear on radio. Listen, if you try to make a career, like even myself, out of just going place to place, you can make a career, have a good time at that place, and affect people, but it will never be at the level of what we do, whether it's YouTube or you guys are on the radio, or even if it's not radio, it's some kind of social media, some kind of platform where people could hear. Obviously see, but still hearing is the key. Like you said, it's good. Like I asked Rome about that. I think I says we were sitting down and I says, so you wrote for, because he tells the whole story how he sold one song, he made $500,000. He sold number one to you got to listen to the show on. For the Dirty Heads, and I didn't know it. I didn't know what he did. Then he told me who he wrote for, from Jay-Z to, I think it was a couple. You got to look and listen to the show. And I go, wow, I never knew he was that prevalent of a writer. And to write that song that hit me, that's hard. I mean, I don't like every song. It has to hit me a few times. I have to think about it. I have to maybe be stoned or something like I am to like, to being honest, or having to be in the right mood, feeling, or whatever it is. Listen, I'm a workaholic, so when I get my time, I want to use it, where I get so busy that when you have free time, spend it the way you want to spend it. It's not like I'm just going to spend it, okay, what am I going to do? I'm fucking going to walk. I'm not that way. You aren't, and none of us are. Anybody who is creative, anybody who is a successful person, their time is very important. Why do you talk? Every successful person always says, the most important thing in life is time. And it is true, because you can never get it back. Can't buy more.
I feel like that's our age will say that.
Your age, my age.
I'm getting to a stage in my life where my time becomes everything.
Yeah,
it wasn't before.
I think it's them. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Is your time music? I mean, is all of your free time music? All 3 years.
Speaking for myself, pretty much.
So when you're doing nothing, is it going through your head? What song?
It's always going through my head.
See,
I can't ever shut my brain off, which has its own challenges.
Absolutely.
Because I'm always writing in my head. Like, even when I'm listening to music, it's like, what could I do with those chords? And it's like, sometimes I just want to shut that off and listen.
100%.
Which is very hard. But I guess that's how it's like, I can't ignore it. I just have to do it.
And that's advice. I do the same thing. People say, sometimes I dream. Sometimes it's crazy. And people who know me, I'm always thinking what a video or this can happen. So maybe sometimes that's why I get fucked up. Maybe a lot of artists get fucked up on drugs, so be careful of that, because sometimes they want to get away
That's
from that.
That's an interesting topic.
Yeah,
not all bands are into drugs. Let's start.
No, we're gonna get into that, right? Do you think music all the time? Are you like him?
I mean, yeah, like I have the same passion for music, I would say.
There's a difference between passion and obsessiveness.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think.
And I'm obsessed with what I do.
Yeah, I would say Trey is more of the musical genius and more can't get away from.
He's obsessed.
That's
He's gonna be successful. I don't give a fuck what he does. With you, him, with us, anybody. People who are like that. Now, it could, like you said, it could be a curse. You can take it one way or bad, or you channel it the right way.
But as far as the passion for wanting to do it, we share that.
You all have it. Gabe, what about you? You're 18.
There's really nothing I've ever latched onto quite like I did with music. I felt like there was nothing I was ever really good at in life, even at a kid, like was never too good at sports, was never really good at making a lot of friends in school. And whenever I found music and I was like, wow, I can get really good at this, that became all I wanted to do.
That's a lot of people are pushed wherever they go because of incidents, like you said, personality, being picked on or bullied or whatever in life, and then they find that relief and they do it. It's kind of that's a push way. Yours is a passion way. Yours is an obsessive way, which I'm not knocking it. I get it more than you know, and sometimes it's and I try to fight it. I say I'm not. Let's go party. But I'll be on this fucking cruise ship today thinking, fucking video, and then hopefully I push back, and then I'll get mad at myself later and say, Fucking Brandon fucking was fucking with that broad, and she was fucking 660 pounds. Why didn't I do a video on that?
That's accurate, by the way.
Yeah. So
Another thing I'll say about that, like one thing that we talk about sometimes is like, even like sometimes we'll be at like concerts and stuff, and we'll be like just trying to enjoy like a band at a concert, but we can't shut off that part of our brain that's like thinking like we want to do that. Like how can we do that?
I'm gonna give you. I noticed okay,
Wait,
Benz,
hold on.
what mark we at?
I don't know, halfway through.
Wait, no. I was for a reason, but God.
Oh, you were going to say something about dick and balls?
Well, he said what
this is common at every show, guys. I'm sorry.
But this is what the reason I say this, and it's not weird or anything.
It's not weird, but he's going to say it anyway. But
Go ahead.
He has to say it's
I'm
not
just
weird
preparing.
before he
You
says it.
prepared?
Now, what happens with people, and even in prison or wherever, when you get obsessive with whatever when you want to do something. I was always business. He's like that in business. I'm like that in like the business of YouTube, everything and growing and going. And I remember him and I at Daytona last year stayed up till 3, 4 in the morning just talking about how to go things and stuff. And it's going and going and going. He knows how obsessive. I used to I'm not kidding. I got into let me go jack off, because the only thing
I knew it was coming.
I had to say it. The only thing
Who did
that?
shit? Larry, is that your fucking phone?
idiot. Fucking
Who
phone.
is it? Let's answer.
No, that's a
Bluetooth.
whole story. No,
Who is it?
No, that's a whole story.
Don't get your phone to ring in the middle of the show if you're not ready to take the call.
Listen, don't talk about it, stalking and everything. Okay. So what happened is I had to find a way to get away my brain, and I've actually done that in my own way, whatever fucking way. I'm a control freak. It's just who I am. People who know me know that. And sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. And I know that. And my biggest hurdle my whole life, and as a gangster, and I was a very successful gangster, worth millions and millions of dollars, did all of that. My biggest thing when I became a real world person was letting it go and giving responsibility to him or him or him. It's so hard, even to this minute.
Yeah.
Darian will tell you, everybody. And then I'll get focused. Then they know I'm all over the fucking place. But that's a sign of a very high IQ person too. And I hope you can do that. You're young, and you guys aren't into drugs. We're gonna get into that now. You guys aren't, and I hope you never do. But don't ever say never in life. But don't. In other words, try to keep your balance. And I always tell people in drugs and everything, and I do everything, is you control it. Don't let it control you. Whatever it is, because it doesn't have to be drugs. It could be sex. It could be eating. It could be gambling. It could be fucking robbing. It could be whatever it is. Don't let the it control you. That's why I say it. You control it. Don't let it control you, because the it, you can put whatever you want in the it. And it's hard. And that's what the hardest people in the world. Every successful rock musician, I read a lot of books on, even from Gene Simmons to Sting. Sting was big into acid. They got their brains because everybody's trying to shut their brains off or get away from something.
Don't do drugs, but if you want to be like Sting, do drugs.
You do know what I mean. You do know what I mean. Of
course.
And I want you to understand that as a young guy.
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay. Yeah. And that's just advice from an old guy who's been there. You guys we're going to play a clip right now on the video. Not here. We can't do it here. We're going to play a short clip of your original song, which you gave us, right? We have authority. We have the right.
Insert clip here.
We're doing that. So if you're watching this on Spotify, Apple, whatever, we're on all the platforms. Go to the YouTube. Just check that little clip out.
Or if I may, just go in your search bar and search Skyclub. Yeah.
Absolutely.
On Spotify.
No, absolutely.
And check out some of our originals.
You put your originals right up?
We have singles on Spotify as of right now.
What's the song that Larry fell in love with? What's the name of that song?
I'm trying to. I think we need a system here. Like, if you're gonna talk, just grab it, and I'll grab it.
I love the brothers. Right. I fuck it, because I got my.
Because I keep I finish talking, and I'm like,
don't worry about it.
But
You're
then
good.
I want to talk again.
You're good, Jay.
Okay.
Listen, your brothers. I'm surprised. My brother and we beat each other. I split his head open with a fucking 2x4.
And on the.
We got out of the hitting stage a long time ago.
Oh, I stabbed my brother.
Yeah, there are times where we went at it.
Good.
There are times where
our parents bought us boxing gloves and just said go at it, pretty much.
Oh, we would have put shit in them. I would have put coins and heavy, nuts in them.
Good parents, by the way. I like that move.
Yeah, that was our big brother present when our youngest brother was born. We have a little guy, well, he's 16 now, but But what was I gonna say?
No, about the
I
song.
was gonna say
You put your
The
music.
song you were going to tell
the
you were gonna
song.
tell the
Yeah, we're
listeners
trying to figure out what song it was.
the
It
one
was
that
the
moved
first
you.
one you played. Well, you got to send it to me. I don't mean send it. Can I ask you a question? Because I'm not a music guy. You can, Benz, chime in because of music. Why would you put a song that, if that's the one, why would you put that up just for nothing on YouTube or wherever the fuck it is? But your website.
Some of our originals like that we have out. I think we have like what 5 or 6 out, maybe.
Oh, are they copyrighted?
They are licensed through.
Okay. I'm talking. Can someone take a piece of that and you can say anything?
No, it's ours. It's ours.
You obviously don't understand it, Larry.
Okay.
I mean, you can't. It's not. There's no licensing issues when you're the first one to put it on record. If they can't go and prove that it's different, then you own it.
oh,
It's that simple.
So it's not
recorded.
You don't have
Okay.
to do it in the old sense anymore.
like I'm copyrighted. I'm in the Library of Congress.
Like you don't have to be that way. No, you don't
Okay.
have to register.
releasing the
yourself.
song is like a form of copyright,
Gotcha. Okay.
and then you can take it to the next step, which we're in the process of with some of them, but we haven't focused on it too much because nobody's heard it.
The distributor we use though gives us a copywriting license almost.
No. Okay, I see what you're saying, but I'm saying.
So it's like if someone does use it, it will come up as Skyclub.
And it'll go to us. Like if somebody puts it in a YouTube video.
Okay, forget YouTube. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about a Taylor Swift fucking likes this fucking piece of it. I mean, is there a way
That'd
to do
be
it?
fucking dope. I'll tell you what. these
Don't get
guys-
me wrong.
Would be.
You know what happened to me? Someone said, if you ever go on YouTube right now, there's a ton of people that'll say they're Larry. They got this guy, Cody, the king of YouTube. He fucking wow. I gotta fucking play that because it's so funny. It's fucking these dope wacko people. But they put your name. So someone says to me, just forget about it, Larry, because now it got so bad. All the platforms, they have that, what do they call it, verification. You have to be verified.
Right.
And so you get verified so that people know who you are because there's so many people out there. And you can't fight them all. I couldn't fight everybody that comes up with wacko. He's fucking got no money anyway. I'm not going to get anything. And he puts it up. He starts fucking taking revenue from you or whatever. You get a little band that fucking picks that song up. He fucking starts playing that all over. He's in fucking goddamn New Jersey. He's everywhere. He start making money. Everything's going. Do you have the money? Do you have the resources to go get him?
I never even, dude. I played for years, and we have like 8 albums, and I never once thought about that ever.
I think
do not give a fuck.
I
if they
think
do.
that
Okay, maybe they
it's-
don't.
Be honest.
Yeah.
I think if it's a good enough song for people like that to
If they wanna
somehow
cover
gain
it,
traction
fuck
off
yeah.
of, then hopefully we're doing the right thing by
No, they
promoting it
say one of the
ourselves.
biggest. They say one of the biggest compliments is being copied,
imitated.
and
Well, most songs are copies, and we can talk about that if you want.
Nah,
Not
that's
to
more
ruin
into
the
music, yeah.
songwriting genius.
No, I'm sure they are. Listen. You take an artist. I don't care who he is, and he's got his own shtick, so to speak. He found that somewhere, and he ran on it. And they, comics too, the same thing, and they talk about. But when it comes to verbatim shit, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't copyright a chord progression. Somebody could hear the song and be like, "Oh, I like those chords," and just do the same chords and change the melody.
He could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only 12 notes.
Yeah.
There's only 7 chords in a major key, which is what most pop music is in.
Yeah.
Only 7. So it's like every chord progression's been done a million different times. It's what you do. It's like painting. It's like there's only a few colors, but how do you put it together? That's the point.
I was in prison.
I like that.
My music life. Here's my music life. I was in prison and I was with a concert pianist. He actually played in Carnegie Hall at 7 years old. His name was Bobby Esdamian. He's dead now. His dad used to visit with my dad, and his dad became friends, and they'd visit us in the same prison. And he died, and they had a piano for all the music groups, like the churches and the Rastafarians or whatever it is. So he was the guy who was, of course, in the music. And I used to say, Bobby, I want to fucking learn music. Fuck that, just to go show you how bad I am. And he goes, what do you want to do? I said, fucking, and I said, I want to learn. It was near New Year's, so Old Lang Syne. I want Old Lang Syne, and he goes, I used to. This is how genius. Talk about genius. This is why I respect music people. Genius. I said, Bobby, I heard this on the radio. What did I hear? I don't know the name. Hum it. I don't know. Play the whole fucking song. I mean, there's some kind of gene. I don't know what it is. So I said, I want to play Sweet Home Alabama, Leonard Skinner. He goes, C, D, F, and G. What the fuck, C, D, F, and G? Of course, I don't know that. He in 2 days, I played it. I could still. of course, I have not a fucking clue. It was so hard. I said, fuck this. But
You know, because you're a smart guy. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, you're not.
And so I bet that you could grasp it because like the Nashville number system, I don't know if you've heard of that.
Not at all.
So basically like in a major scale. Have you ever heard like you've seen Sound
The
of
scale,
You've heard
yeah.
Sound of Music before?
Yes, of course.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Yeah,
That's
once,
like-
and I didn't like it.
Yeah, well, but that's a major scale, each of those notes. And so, like Sweet Home Alabama, like if you know the Nashville number system and you know major scales, you can kind of begin to analyze
Music theory is what he's saying.
Yeah, and so like Sweet Home Alabama, it's 5, 4, 1.
Well, didn't they do that with that guitar rock shit with the lights?
Which one?
I bought it for my fucking
Guitar
somebody.
Hero?
Guitar Hero.
No.
You did something with
No.
lights on a fucking thing.
No,
I bought.
no.
No, that's not it.
no, I'm talking about.
I might do
I'm
that.
talking about music theory, like he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you
You
go.
are just
Sorry.
Woo!
I am so out there. I really am.
Worlds
music-
away from
That's
where
why
we
I
are.
respect you guys.
Yeah.
I respect all artists who do anything, actually, whether it's comedy, whether it's whatever art, because that's just something I can't do. And when you have something, and listen, someone says you could do it like that. Bobby had narcolepsy, so he'd do this. I got it. He's fucking at it. And I'd have to hit him, because people are, listen, when I think talents, I always look at what I could never do no matter how hard it was. I rode rodeo horses. I learned from the New York City, the Bronx and Brooklyn, a gangster with fucking at that time, $350, Ballards of Switzerland shoes. I go into a place and I buy fucking horses because I see the movie Lonesome Dove. And I become a good rodeo guy. I could fucking team rope. I could do the whole work. I could what they call team penning. And I did that shit. And I go, oh, that singing is such, I don't know, your voices, every one of you. You got to hear that song. You got to do it. You got to get that fucking song.
We're trying to figure out what the fuck song
How the
it
fuck
was.
I know? I'm listening. I go,
So
this
the
guy's
list-
good.
Did you video it on your phone?
I did.
We could figure out which one it is.
I wish I had today.
So you guys
wish I
played
had.
a full set of all originals? That's what you do?
No,
No.
do you want to answer that?
Yeah.
So for those gigs, those longer 3-4 hour gigs that we play mostly covers, but we throw in like some of our originals. Once we kind of get the crowd.
Give
going
me
and stuff
give me
like
an
that.
idea of the covers that you guys do so the listeners can get an idea of the genre.
I mean, yeah, we cover broad range of stuff all the way from like the 60s to like modern covers. So we'll literally.
But who? What kind?
So we'll literally do like the Beatles and like Aerosmith, Van Halen,
Dope.
some of the Police, even U2, Coldplay, and then we'll even do like some modern stuff like Harry Styles. We actually just did a Taylor Swift song, like the Killers.
Cool.
So really all kinds of different stuff.
And if you could tie this, and I know this could be hard, if you could tie your actual original releases, your music, your direction to any of these artists you just named, which would be the closest? I realize that you guys are unique.
the one
Everybody
closest.
is.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good question.
I love that question actually.
Go ahead. What is it?
Because it starts with a C.
No, did you see that? This is great dynamic.
Well, he's just trying to make sure people hear him.
no,
right?
I love it.
Well,
you guys are good.
I love the question because as we were talking about earlier, somebody got it from somewhere. And so, but there is a difference between just copying and taking inspiration for something and being inspired to, I want to do something like that, but I still want it to be me, but that's where I draw from, And so that band, there's really two bands.
I think this is one of Trey's favorite questions.
Okay, let him answer. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Tell me who it is.
This is gonna be a good answer.
I want to know who did it. Man, you fucking. Doesn't we all want to know?
Okay.
All right.
And you are going to find out right after this break from the cigar. No, just kidding.
From Oliva Cigars, the sponsor.
There
Where
you
will we
go.
right back, everybody? No, come on.
Yeah, no, okay. So
That was good. This
it's
guy's gonna be good.
It's pretty much U2 and Coldplay are our two favorite
Oh, hell
bands.
yeah.
You too.
Those are our two biggest bands.
Not too bad. Fucking people to be inspired.
Yeah.
Inspired by.
I mean, I think Coldplay, it's really, really, really hard to choose.
Do you guys cover With or Without You?
We do cover that one.
Dude, the Finch version of that song, listen to it.
Finch?
Finch.
Okay.
They did a cover of that song. It's one of the greatest covers. I'm not a huge cover guy, especially not on album. Love It Live, not a big cover
You
guy
mean
on album.
covers another guy like you covering a guy's band
Yeah.
with permission, of course. Right?
Yeah, and
if
I'm
you put it on an album, it's got to have permission.
Yeah, this was on an album on a major release.
And why would I do that? I want the original.
Traction.
No, I get it, but like me.
100%.
The song is already proven that people already know they like it.
Yeah, we do it. You're
Plus,
right.
they can add something to that song that wasn't in the original. Maybe they have, like, let's say, synth presence in their music and they can add like this extra layer to that song that modernizes it, that lets people that are younger listen to U2, even though, although you guys are young, not a whole lot of younger generation people are listening to U2 and stuff, so they might not know it, and these guys could bring it into there. So even though I wasn't in the generation of U2, Finch is the first time I heard With or Without You. I know it could be blasphemy to people who love U2 as much as probably
It's
you guys
okay.
do, you know?
It is, but it's okay.
But
No, I'm
listen,
just kidding.
I was into
I've never
really-
heard it.
I was into really heavy metal my whole life. So Finch had kind of like this sing scream thing going on, and they introduced me to that
That's
song.
cool.
I went back and listened to the U2 version, and I loved it. I ended up loving that whole album, and now I'm a U2 fan.
That's awesome. That's my problem with covers is for those types of covers like that mean a lot to me. It's like I love the original. Like I might want to play it, but I don't really want to reinvent it. Now that's true with certain songs, but that's what's cool about like what you said, because that's the genre I'm in. Whereas if you're doing something outside of your genre and turning it into something different, like what you're saying Finch did, then
what
that's
you
cool.
guys said makes so much sense now. The way you just said that made sense to me.
Right.
Otherwise, I say fuck it. Listen to I listen to how when I grew up, I used to like Frank Sinatra,
Right.
that kind of music. Well, who was like Frank Sinatra today, and who did a lot of his songs? It was Harry Connick Jr.
Right.
So you go from that, and I used to say, why would I want to hear, My Way or fucking New York, New York from Harry Connick Jr. when I got fucking Frank right here? I still like Frank.
He's bringing it into a new generation.
Well, that's what the difference was, I think. You know what I mean? It's that you said it. That you guys are opening Sting's music up to fucking 20-year-olds. Who the fuck they don't? I don't listen to fucking today's music like
At all?
very, very, very little ever.
And you see there's a lot of good music because you heard their stuff and you loved it.
That's why that intrigued me.
So
I was
you have
actually
to be
wanting this.
introduced to new music just like younger people need to be introduced
Here's
to
my
older
issue,
music.
and it's a big issue. And I agree, but that's why I wanted to do this more than you probably wanted to do it, because looking at this is, I don't have time to sit and fucking, when I got that time, when I'm in that car or I'm somewhere, I got a playlist. I'll show you my playlist is weird. I got Elton John, of course, Billy Joel, and then I got John Denver, and then I got Bette Midler, and I have Frank Sinatra. All on my playlist, and it's fucking going. So you listen to my list. There's no rhyme and reason on my fucking playlist. It's what I like. So it's a 5.5 hour. I'll show you the playlist. It's great. You'll, of course, Paul Simon, everyone, but you got all the music, and it's so different. When I got time, it's so hard for me to let me try to then, because I'll give it. To be honest, I'd give it probably 30 seconds and say, fuck this shit, and I put my music on. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, I would say
you made me go into you. But it caught me real quick. So
yeah, I think it's really hard to introduce yourself to music almost. I feel like most of the times that I've been introduced to different bands and stuff have been like from some of my friends and stuff like that. So I think that could be, you just need to get.
I'll push back a little bit on that. So music is my life, guys. You guys, we don't know each other well. We'll talk a little bit after this, maybe if you guys are into it.
we don't have time, but okay.
My point is,
I'm always on point.
My entire life, and I grew up like I've had the internet my whole life, so I'm not Larry in that sense.
Yeah, we did.
I grew up going to the record store, which Tower Records. Shout out to people who know what the fuck that is.
I used to rob
go
them all the time.
Oh, I'm sure you did. So Tower Records, I would go there, and I would literally go to find new music. And the cool thing about a record store back then is you could walk in and you could have a guy who's in a band who's trying to like survive through it, working at the record store, making minimum wage.
That's true.
Who could really give you like music to listen to. Like, what do you listen to right now? Do you want to broaden your horizon? Do you want something in the genre? And that's how I used to find music. And then there was this website. I always researched new music myself. So I know what you're saying. Somebody will tell you about it in school and stuff. As you get to like,
Thank you, Justin.
doing music for the sake of music, like listening to new music for the sake of listening to new music, you can really research it. So
yeah, of course. I think, for us musicians, definitely, it's like we're always trying to search for new music and
Always.
stuff.
Well, again,
For the casual, for the
musicians, you got to understand, every one of you are artists. I'm an artist in my YouTube, whatever I do. What I do. You guys are fucking artists in a place I always wanted to be, could never do it. Now, I'm going to ask you, Gabe, at your age, at 18 years old, did you always like the music you play? Like I could see him, Louisiana. Thank you, Justin. Montana, fucking country music, and there's certain country music I love, and then it's some I don't. You know, I mean, it's just who it is. How did you get into the music you're in?
So I grew up. My grandfather actually plays in a band in Louisiana. He's a very good guitar player. He's in a lot of country music. A lot of like.
So did you like that? Do you like that?
I've never really been into it. I'm still kind of iffy on it. But my dad really got me into bands like Led Zeppelin. Like that was the first very big band that I got into hard.
Your dad did that.
My dad, yeah. And you know, from there, it's kind of a natural progression. If you find Led Zeppelin, you're gonna find the Beatles no matter what. You know what I mean? You're gonna find Pink Floyd.
All roads lead to the Beatles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's true.
I won't start that conversation.
Oh wow, we should.
No, not that. We don't have time. But
Sorry.
I don't want somebody to shoot me.
No, listen. I agree. You know what Gabe is saying. Obviously, now I'm seeing it. Every one of you guys. I don't know you, Benz. I mean, I know you better. But
I don't know you either, Larry.
my point is, what like their parents were musicians. You know, my father.
My parents were not.
That's what got you into that then?
I lied to a bunch of my friends, told them I could play drums when I couldn't, and then one day in the summer they showed up with somebody's old drum set. It was like, we got a drum set, we could start a band. And I was like, oh shit. It took me about 3 hours to put it together. I had no idea how to put the pedal onto the fucking bass drum. It was a fucking shit show.
And he's a drummer.
And I just sat down literally
Jake
and
still doesn't even know how to do that.
fucking, you're going to relate to this. Weezer, Say It Ain't So, with no fucking cymbals, bro, because I couldn't do this.
Oh my gosh.
And
We do
basically
cover that
just-
song too, actually.
Dude, that song was like one of the songs that really got me into playing music. That
Oh, yeah.
and well, there's a lot of songs, like basically the entire Wall album and
Oh, wow.
from Pink Floyd, because
Yeah.
I
That's
just
my
I
shit
love
when I was-
Nick
that's
Mason
my
has
era.
Nick Mason has sweeps, you know, that bop, boom, ba boom, bum, bum, and I always loved that, and I wanted to mimic that so bad to the point where I wouldn't even play beats. I would just play transitions the whole fucking time. That's what got me drumming. I never.
But
never
you don't
took
like
a-
Ringo?
Fuck Ringo, and I'm not going to go into it.
Oh my God!
I know, big- that's a big one, right?
We're stopping this because I love the. I mean, I grew up with that, and I grew up with certain things.
No, I respect
I'm just
them. I
pulling your
respect
chain
them.
at this point.
No,
I
know.
respect them.
Hold on, I'm just want to know. I'm kind of trying to figure out how people get into it. The greats, you know. And I look at them. I'm gonna start doing research. That's how nutty I am. And he got into it because his parents or whatever. And listen, my dad was a union guy, and I used to go around with him and pay off the mobsters. Maybe that's why I got in a mob. And I'm trying to think: is it a music thing that just it's a tradition? And is that losing? You said something to me that's caught me the whole show. I was going to mention it to you when I told you a bass player. You looked at me and said, you said, no, it's 2022. They don't use bass players?
Oh, no.
You don't think I listen? I fucking listen more than you think.
Let me finish that thought. So for a lot of these gigs now, we have a friend named John who plays bass with us. He's played with us for years, but right now, like the three of us are pretty much doing every gig at the moment.
But don't you need it?
And
or no?
Well, no.
Maybe you
Here's the
don't.
thing: you need bass.
Backtrack,
you need
backtrack.
bass. But we play with Ableton Live. I'm sure you know what that is.
Sure, of course.
And
I've
so-
used Ableton before it was live.
So basically, I go in and record the bass myself to a click track, and then we have it in this long
Whoa,
session.
and you just fucking fucked me up.
What do you mean?
That's fake now. That's very vanilla.
All the music you listen to, I just want to tell you.
That's funny. So the bass, yeah, at our shows, the bass is Milli Vanilli.
Yeah,
You know what I
It's-
meant by that. You
of course
caught
I
that
do.
right. But I mean, I guess because of music. Yeah. You know, he was we used to like him, and then all of a sudden it hits the fucking fan. It's like, what the fuck is going on in this bullshit? Are they all? Now every time I look at somebody, I go, the motherfucker's lip syncing that fucking cock. I can do that. Did you see a video that I put up? It was so funny. Everybody says, Larry, I went up over in the shack, met the guy, very good musician too. He played a couple Paul Simon songs. It was over. I fucking go fuck around. I'm on motorcycles. I got really backlash for that. But I go on. I just fucking drink. I go up on stage. They go, what the fuck are you doing? Harry, remember the video? I fucking go up and I was lip syncing because I knew the song and I could actually, because it was easy for me to lip sync.
You were drunk.
Oh, totally
You
fucked.
fooled nobody but yourself.
Yeah, it's true. We know that. My point is, you just fucking like pulled the fucking wizard out of the fucking thing for me.
Wizard out of the hat.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Like in the Wizard of Oz, you pull the curtain open.
There's
man.
no disrespect.
I'm not saying it's wrong.
No, you're good.
Dude, no disrespect for putting a backtrack together. It is what it is, especially
It's just how it
bass.
works.
I'm glad you told me that because I just learned
Because
something.
the thing is that I don't want to just generalize, paint with a super broad brush, but I guess I will. I feel like our generation, unless you're a musician, they don't. I mean, there aren't a ton of bands nowadays. There are. Let me just say what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, say it.
I think that a lot of music
Get
now,
used to that, 'cause you're
especially
gonna get a lot of
pop,
questions someday.
especially pop uses sub bass, synth bass, like an 808 bass,
Oh yeah.
and
Easily tracked.
easily tracked, and you don't need you're gonna pay a whole guy to just go like that on the
Can I
synth.
ask you a
No,
question?
of course you could, but
But Trey, see, I'm of the maybe the era that listen, you're doing that. You're playing a song. And I don't know, a hot broad fucking walks by, and you're known for that band, and you fucking stop because just say something, like I do things. It's like I could not fake a video because I might stop and do something different stuff. I'm not calling it fake. See, how do you stop that?
Well,
how do you start and stop and talk to people?
well,
When we start a song, we won't stop.
the only
If you see musicians, I just want to clear it up for Larry real quick.
Please, because I'm illiterate with
If you
music.
see musicians in between the song, talk to the crowd, this, that, no, that's all rehearsed. That is part of what they do.
So
on
you're
at every
telling me
show.
when I listen to Rod Stewart talk to this song? No way, that was right. I'll show you the song today.
What do you mean? A live recording of Rod Stewart
Yes.
talking to the audience
Yes.
while he's
Live
playing,
on stage.
then going right back into the song. They're all waiting for one thing or another, and it's typically the drummer, right, switching from a ride to a hi-hat that tells you that in 2 measures we're going back into it, and that's all rehearsed. Would you guys? What do you think?
Well,
from
I
seeing
don't
live
know.
shows?
I'll tell you. I'll let you listen to it.
He thinks you get
Depends on the
confused.
performance, but like bigger performances. That they have everything down.
He thinks you get confused when you stop for a second. If you start a song, everybody plays the same song in a certain way. You guys who rehearse, I'm assuming, right? They play the same way they play it in rehearsal. They play it live. If they want to put a little crowd interaction, which is what we used to call it, that might be an outdated term, crowd interaction in between in a song, that has to be rehearsed. You have to know how you drop and how you come back.
Especially using bass tracks. Once we start the track, that's it. Like
Again, that's what is my
we have
problem.
to play exactly to the track.
I will. This won't be our first time talking, but I'm going to show you a song I listen to. It's on my fucking playlist. It's Rod Stewart at an arena, mega arena in England, and he shouts out the song, and to the football team that's in the front row, and he kind of changed it and stuff, and like, there's no way there could have been a bass in there or something in that piece.
Rod Stewart has like 40 fucking musicians behind him. He's got a guy for guitar and drop D, a guy you're talking about a guy who's got unlimited support. He can have everything he wants live.
I didn't say, but what I'm getting at is that's where I look at now. When I hear that, I know it's real. Or when I heard, I don't know who was in, they said, Elton John, to giggity, and the crowds go crazy, and then she, and they stopped on, he said something with Elton John. And great performer, actually. And then I look, when you told me that, I understood Vanilla bullshit. That was the
Billy Vanilli.
fuck.
that is the extreme example.
It is.
Okay.
I
So
wouldn't
this
say
is normal.
It's not fake. It's just
actual bass playing.
It's just bass playing
just
that
not
I did
live.
prior. And look,
Because I know Sublime.
there's three.
Sublime has a bass player.
Think about it this way, Larry. There's 3 of us, right? Okay. Me and Gabe are both equally capable of playing bass, but Gabe is an incredible guitar player. I want him playing guitar. I want to sing, and I want to play guitar, and I want to play keys. And then Jake is the drummer. So one of us could sacrifice and play bass, or we could have that pre-recorded, and it gives us more opportunity, more layers.
Listen, but Trey, I'm going to push back on this because there's a party coming Saturday night. I'm not going to be there because we're going on a cruise. And they got a guy there. I don't know if Ben's a member. Joe Colucci. Joe Colucci. Colucci, whatever the fuck it is. No, it's Colucci. Collcci, something. Colucci.
Okay.
I was hired him.
Okay.
Anyway, Joe Colucci. Him. He's an amazing fucking guy. You heard him.
He's a guitarist. He's a one-man show.
One man. And it's fucking great and all that. If you wanted to do that, you could then. So you don't need him. You don't need him. You don't need anybody. Technically,
You lose so much feel.
I agree. Listen, I like. I even used to say the day of the old 10-piece. They had trumpets and shit and fucking crazy shit. I mean, that was horn players and shit. When I see a band that's got a guy, I used to call it 4 or 5, and there, you got a bass player, a guitarist, a drummer, and then you got a guy on the keyboard, and he fucking puts the keyboard down. He picks up a fucking saxophone. He fucking picks up a fucking trombone. Holy fuck! You talk. You
need to go see the 1975.
It's a movie?
No, they're a band.
It's called 1975?
They're my favorite band of right now.
Is it around here?
No.
Oh. Well, I'll fly it wherever the fuck. I'll go to Red Rocks. I just went to Red Rocks.
You could
Steve
go
Miller.
to Spotify.
Go to Red Rocks, though.
Red Rocks. I just went there.
Hey, let's go see them.
Yeah.
Red Rocks was in. I just saw Steve Miller band.
Yeah.
I love him. Joker.
How do you guys?
Midnight Toker.
How do you guys feel about Steve Miller Band?
Love him.
I love fucking Steve Miller.
To go, I'm indifferent.
I know you. How about Jimmy Vaughn? Not Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
Good.
Unbelievable. I'm telling you, he was at Red Rocks.
Incredible.
Unbelievable guitarist. He played.
Both of those people you just mentioned are incredibly talented.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea per se.
That's
I
okay.
like Stevie a lot.
I
Stevie,
just
as a guitar
did
player.
something that I know for a fact sucks. This one thing I remember from touring and doing like little radio things, different from podcasts, obviously, is that whenever somebody would ask us our opinion about other bands, I fucking hated that. So I apologize for that question.
No, why?
I don't mind it.
I don't know why. People
I don't
ask
know.
me opinions
I
about Joe
just-
Rogan or something
because
like
I have unpopular opinions, like fuck the Beatles.
Just say it.
Wait, can we spend like 2 minutes on that?
Go ahead.
Beatles
Go ahead.
thing?
You got it.
I really want to know what
You
you
got
think
it.
what the Beatles is.
No, go ahead. I want to hear it.
So go ahead.
No,
Let's
you
switch it
know.
up.
I want to.
Switch it up. Tell me what do you want to know?
I want you to tell me why you don't like them. You said you have on.
Okay, so let's separate
you-
from appreciate or respect. Okay, well, let's separate those two.
Just
for
give
a
me the
second.
lowdown on your position on them.
I just think they are a band that have become a staple based on fanaticism and not skill. And I'm not talking about writing skill, and I'm not talking about respect. I'm just talking about their music is come together. Just I'm picking one everybody knows. Okay, is a song that has a very unique drum beat. Drummer is going to pay attention to this, right?
Yeah,
very
we
unique
played
drum
that
beat.
one.
And I love that beat. Don't get me wrong, but that beat comes from the inability to play a standard 4. That it's just what it is. It's not. I don't know if that's true. No. Listen, I know. It's like I said. It's an unpopular opinion. I am not. The comments are gonna be like fuck Benz all day, and it's common. My email's fuck@thatbenz.com if you want to
say a
curse
drum
me
beat
out.
like that is more particular and honestly more difficult to play.
It's
than
more
than a
difficult to
2 and a
play.
4.
But as a drummer, you know that like we have our bad habits, right?
Sure.
Right. So we kind of pick up like these, like I have like this really weird, not anymore, but I used to do this thing when I was getting better where I would add an extra like snare at the end of a measure. Like just, now it's become cool. Like bands are doing that, like a trailing, almost like a ghost note going into any end of any beat. But I used to do that and I couldn't stop myself from doing it. It was almost like fucking
Just kind of like a back beat type.
It's just how my right hand would land at the end of like a measure. I don't know why I just used to do that, and I used to kind of battle with it in the studio. They would yell at me like stop, and I just can't do it. And then they would have to kind of post me delete. But I feel like that beat can only come from that mind, and that mind is the mind of somebody, in my opinion, who's just not a.
Well, you have to look
It's
at
not an
you
exceeding
have to look
drummer.
at it historically though, like what was before. I mean, obviously there were some great drummers before him, but as far as that genre goes,
They invented that genre.
there wasn't that much in that genre as far as drumming and stuff. Obviously, there was a lot of great jazz drummers, like Buddy Rich and a bunch of guys like that. But as far as like that genre, they were kind of paving the way, So
Yeah.
I think as far as that's
It's hard for me
concerned-
to have that argument with people because it's an emotional thing. That's why I usually don't. Like
And
if
that's
you
the
say
thing.
something bad about like Richard Wright from Pink Floyd, like that triggers me. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So I get why people get the same way they get about the Beatles, and that's why it's a super unpopular opinion.
Well, I'm just curious, is all. Like,
I
if you
like
don't like,
them-
if you hate the Beatles, That doesn't affect me at all. You know what I mean? But it's
I respect
interesting
them.
to hear how your take on it.
I just respect.
And
I
disagree.
I know. I get that. I respect them a lot. I'll say that a million times because they have achieved, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have. And I know that.
I will say peace and love to Ringo, but you know, I wouldn't hold him as one of the best drummers by any standard.
Oh no.
Well, you know, you all guys.
But I do think he's a good drummer.
Sure. Okay.
Peace and love, man.
Listen, wait, stop. I didn't hear this shit. He's a good drummer. They're fucking great drummer. And is he the best? Is Eric Clapton the best guitarist? Is this guy? Who the fuck knows? Bro. It's all subjective, obviously.
It's more about being revolutionary.
Bingo. I was just going to say, first of all,
sheesh.
Bobby.
Big one.
Listen,
I like that.
He's right, though. Bobby Yazdanian, my buddy, concert pianist, talked about piano. I said, man, the fucking best. I love Elton John. He goes, he's not, he doesn't crack the top 20 for actual being a good chord of piano. He called it something different. A chordist pianist or whatever the fuck it is. He goes, I said, what about Liberace? He goes, good, top 10 maybe. And but he mentions names then that are fucking, I guess, you know, within that real thing. I mean, technical, how they do shit. It could be a pinky that's fucking half a fucking cunt longer, so it could touch a button. I don't know. What he said is so true. To say you hate the Beatles, who revolutionized fucking music in America. I mean, it came here in the 60s and
I
64.
apologize.
It's all right.
No, what? I'm not. No, we don't mind.
Have you ever listened to the show? We fucking argue.
We don't care. No, it's
good. I mean, that's the point, right?
It's what we do.
My point is, listen, everything we do has opinions. Everything has your likes and dislikes.
And this is just my opinion, yes.
Yeah, of course. Obvious it is. Because people are going to, he knows he can fucking slack on the fucking.
I also like to go against the grain. That's my personality.
Well, you would say,
that would play a big role in my.
Makes for good conversation.
At the end of the day, it really does. There's no doubt about it.
Do you know what I'm saying? See, that's why I say that all of the people, listen, I've probably
Think about Bruce Springsteen, man. He can't even sing, and he's huge.
Dude, and he sells out fucking shows.
Sometimes it's not about the skill.
It's whatever. It's the personality.
Sometimes it's about the
marketing and personality and branding.
Exactly.
You know what?
And ultimately, the songs.
Well, I was just going to go back there. I have a wide range of likes. When I was in prison, I once put a guy's head almost through a fucking brick wall because he changed the fucking, literally, the concrete wall. I had to do that.
Because he changed
the channel. In the mornings in prison, we have the white TV room, the black TV room, the Spanish TV room, the sports TV room. Well, I didn't go to breakfast at 6 o'clock. I'm up, and we used to have country music playing. That's how I get into country. I got into country music by watching country music videos. Now, this is in the mid 97, 98, 99, all the way to 2000. I love that. So if I play any country music in the 2000s, and I remember Toby Keith and all this stuff, and I love the Dixie Chicks because they fucking push back on the system. Because they push back on the system. You know, they didn't care about what the fucking, you know, politics and shit.
Should have listened to punk music. You really would have liked
that. No,
you
couldn't do that. So in our room, I mean, we test people. Black kid comes in, changes the channel. He looked at me. I fucking took him by the back of his fucking head. I smashed his head into a concrete wall. His nose and everything broke. I fucking just kept kicking him in the face, and fucking I go to the hole and all that kind of shit. Normal. I was in the hole for 3 years, in the prison hole 3 years, and because
from that.
Well, no, I mean I was in the hole 3 years. 11 months when I fucking did another thing straight. I was a lot of bad time.
You're unwrapping a fucking hell of a present here by asking that question.
Be careful. No, that's okay. I mean, I talk about it, but not now But my point was, I as a person who loves music, because I can't do it. I got into country music because I almost had to. And I got to load like T.B. Keith, Kenny Chesney, all the greats back then. You know, Hank Williams Jr., all the Johnny Cash or whatever was playing on the fucking Taylor Swift blows me away because she was a country music person. Then she went to crossed John. To me, that's amazing.
Is she country? I thought she was.
She started at country. I can tell you that.
Country.
I couldn't name a Taylor Swift song.
What I'm getting at to you guys. Go ahead.
No, never mind.
Whatever you think of them. Again.
No, you can name one.
It's terrible, right? I mean,
you would know it
if you heard it. If I heard it, I would. You're right about that.
But you couldn't.
I'm not a guy. Listen, I can't name music at all. My brain just doesn't go that way.
You just named like
an artist.
Oh, I see. Like,
but it's hard.
songs.
You tell me the song. What's your best Okay, I used to listen to Toby Keith and all his shit because America had the war.
The bands that
bullshit.
I like, I know every album, every song.
And I couldn't name them. Now, the only one I could probably name is probably Paul Simon, Kodachrome or whatever, some shit. Like, that's my favorite song of all time.
What's the last song on Weezer Blue album?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't see. I'm not a huge Weezer fan.
Okay.
Say It Ain't So was just a name drop for a song itself, not the album.
Okay, so
itself.
what are your favorite bands then?
I mean, you want to go classic rock? You want to go metal? What do you want?
No.
Let's go back to
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
back there.
this is
we can go on
side
back.
pick.
And
Nobody
forth.
cares. Nobody cares about
No.
what bands
Let me
like
go
this.
back to what like most people out there who are listening, young people, you find and you like whatever you like because it hits you in some way. Period. Your song hit me. I'm being honest.
Thank you very much.
Although we don't know which song it is, so the listeners are going to go listen.
You want the truth? You could.
We're going to figure it out, and you're going to take it on your cruise to listen to.
No, listen. This is not a joke. His name, Jake. I will never forget it now because I had to put it to Jake the Snake Roberts, who's a fucking a wrestler. I have my brain gets very compartmentalized. Most people's do. Music is not on any fucking realm of what I gotta do. It's something I enjoy and I like. And when I have my iPods, and I put them in.
iPods.
What am I saying that wrong too? What the
You
fuck?
are, yes.
The thing, the white things that go in your fucking ear.
Sheesh, buddy.
So I fucking will put those on, take fucking a couple hits of acid, and fucking hear music like you guys have no idea. I got into Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead because I did acid in prison, major acid. Acid is the best to me. I don't promote anything because one, you can't overdose, you can't do the bad thing. In acid, it opens. They've done a lot of. I can get into that whole thing. No, I can get into a lot of studies they did. I mean, they're using it right now for PTSD.
Right.
And they're finding, years ago they did a study with the military. You can look it up. They took 2 units, one on acid, and the one on acid did everything twice as fast and less mistakes on a whole unit. You know why they quit it? Because they couldn't control the people. Once you do acid, your brain opens up in a different way. You ask any artist, Sting, all of them, what happened. So it's just something. I don't want anybody to do it. I'm not promoting it. I'm not doing anything out there.
It's the greatest thing you could ever do, but don't fucking do it.
No, my point to you guys is this. I liked your song so much that I was waiting for this interview, and I still don't know. Because I sat down afterwards, John, I was telling him I was going to do this interview. And we're close, those guys. And we talk a lot of shit. We were very close. And I
saw some of that.
Yeah, and I said to him, I said, I got that band. What band? What fucking band? Those kids, we call them kids. Those kids that were at the Crown Plaza. Oh, what's the Crown Plaza? He came. John called me, and you coming? Of course I'm coming. He goes, I said, they're till 10. I didn't give a shit. They're till 10. Hello, Gabe. I'm not blaming Gabe. I blame nobody.
It is my fault. I did tell you 10.
You want the truth, though? He said that, but as I told you earlier, all decisions with a band are that. Did he tell you about that earlier? That I was going to be there?
Yeah.
Okay, then why didn't you say? Did you call Larry and tell him it was till 9? Be honest.
I'm not throwing him under the bus.
No, say it.
Bring it closer.
No, it's not about. Okay, it's not throwing anybody in the
Go
bus.
ahead, Jake.
Gabe, did you send him the graphic?
I
No.
thought I did.
No.
But I did not.
Jake makes, because he's a designer, graphic designer.
You guys I love you guys because they're gonna find their little positions in life. I call that.
It was a beautiful
So
graphic.
when Gabe said that you were coming, I was like, oh, did you send him the graphic?
Did he tell you yes?
He said he thought so. Maybe he just forgot. Or something.
No, Gabe, you didn't.
But
My bad.
but to be fair, we usually play till 10. So
It's not. Listen,
it's a rare game. where
Listen,
we
you want
stop
the
at
truth?
9.
It worked out better.
Hey, we
Because
played
you
those.
got to. I would have never heard the song. Maybe that you played me. Everything happens for a reason.
No, because if you come and see a full hour set, you'll hear mostly covers and maybe 2
And I
or 3
like
originals.
covers.
But you wanted to hear the originals.
Well, at first, if you told me you're going to play an hour originals, I'd say, go fuck yourself.
It just happened to be that your original he really liked.
And
I don't mean that to say
we were
against you
technically
guys.
going over.
So do you guys?
Oh,
have a set,
they actually were shut down by the fucking place.
do you guys have a set list, or when you go into a gig, or do you just kind of wing it? Okay,
No, I mean we definitely do audibles. Like we'll have a set list,
Somebody will come up.
but then somebody will come up and tip us and request a song,
Sure.
we'll even kind of get the crowd engaged. Like Trey does this thing where he asks everyone like,
Good move.
If you want 80s, shout. If you want 90s, shout. And then
Yeah.
whoever shouts the loudest, like we'll do that decade and stuff like that.
But to his point, we have on our set list 80s or 90s these songs. So based on who wins, like, hey, we already have the set list. We already know which one we're gonna do if they say 90s.
Don't see. I look at like,
Still do like legitimate.
but I got.
There are still audibles. Yeah.
I look at guys like that you do what you're doing and say, like, so fucking funny. I go to a wedding. Now they have a band. Now, of course, I got to fuck with the band. I go, come here. The band's there and they're playing. I said, here's $100. I want you to play a song. The guy goes, what do you want to play? 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover.
At a wedding?
At a wedding.
That's fucking
He
terrible.
goes, you know the song? Yeah. I said, play a fucking song for $100. Play a song. Nah, I don't know. And then one band actually said it's not on our list.
Oh, yeah, they don't know how to play it.
Is that what it is?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. People come up to us all the time and say, "Can you play this song? Can you play this song?" No.
Can you play Scarified
Luckily, since we have Gabe, if somebody comes up and like requests a song, Gabe can at least play the riff of almost every song.
Almost every song.
Which is a huge
Almost
blessing
every
for us.
song.
That's a great talent.
Bullshit,
And we'll get tips
No, that's
from
a
it.
great talent.
It is.
That's a sign. I'm not kidding.
And I always tell
That's a
people,
genius.
Gabe knows every song, and it's borderline true.
Jake, this is the truth. I wanted to call him Frank just to fuck with him, but I won't.
Go for it.
Jake, Jake, this is the truth.
I want to test it.
Frank
What?
Sinatra.
The can play almost every song. If he could play 3 out of 10 that I name, I will be fucking extremely impressed.
Well, don't go off the charts. I mean,
I wouldn't go off the charts. All top 100
I think
music.
within the arena of or at a bar at an area where
I
it's
just mean the
mostly
riff.
middle-aged people that come
Yeah,
up and
yeah,
say,
yeah,
"Can
yeah.
you play Leonard Skinner?"
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you know, also Trey, I was gonna buy one. It was a piano bar in Fort Lauderdale that they were going to. They were dueling pianos.
Dueling pianos.
Dueling pianos. Wow. I took a couple of great places to go, and they know how dueling pianos is amazing bars and stuff, and they catch on. I learned about those when I was in the military. How about 35 years ago? Before this room was born, and so we used to go to these bars. And these guys, yes, of course, the signature one is fucking, Billy Joel, Billy Joel, Piano Man, and all that shit. And put your money in a jar and all bullshit. We get fucked up, but they are so engaging. Those guys, again, the Bobby Yazdamians, that's what it was with me, because they can. There's something in there. I don't know. That guy was to me. I hope to meet a guy like that. He's dead. He died in prison. But I hope to meet a guy that had that fucking literally. It's got to be a gene. I really believe that, because all of you guys, all musicians, and talented. Yes, you love it. You do it. But that's a part of the gene. But to fucking have that, what you did or write or this or something. Everybody has talents in this world, and those talents have to be expressed. You could be the fucking. Did you ever guys watch the movie? I want you to watch. And I'm telling everybody who listens to this show, do you ever watch the movie August Rush?
Yes,
Is it amazing?
it's a great movie.
Yeah. You fucking, it hit you right away when I said that.
What were you gonna say to him a second ago?
No. Am I right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
To me, that movie was the best movie I've ever fucking saw in my life. And they go, why? Because it talked about a kid's natural talents and how it has to come out and everything else. Have you watched the movie?
No.
Anybody? You guys? Justin does. Yeah. I can tell you, street fucking guy. You street thugs. You bring your street thugs to the fucking goddamn show.
They're your fans, asshole.
Well, I did know that most of my fucking fans are street thugs.
Well, now you know.
Did you ever hear August Rush?
No, I never have.
Watch the movie. I really implore everybody who listens to this show to watch August Rush.
And listen to August Burns Red.
I don't give a fuck about him. Am I right?
Them.
Did you watch August
Justin
Rush?
knows what I'm talking
It's a
about.
great movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah, and I don't mean the acting and all that. It's about a story of fucking, and it's based on a true story. And
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Of course, you know what they call creative licensing. I have a book, Gangster Redemption. Did you have it? You have it?
Yeah.
You all have a copy because I'll give you more.
You gave it to me and
Well, I'll
signed
give
it.
each one of you signed a copy. I told you.
I have it on my desk right now.
Hold on to it. It'll be worth something one day.
It will someday. No, it does very well, but I'll give you it because I'm actually discussing a movie with Netflix on it. But I'll give you guys.
And that's when it'll be worth something.
It does pretty well.
It does, yeah.
But,
I love that book, Larry.
It's a great book. I'm obvious, and it's 100% true. 100%. The story now. People go the story. I fucking said
Some crazy fucking stories in there. I could see how people
but you
would
know
think,
me. You
I
know me so
you.
well.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
me deep.
Plus,
that-
I've heard some of these stories and the shit that didn't make it to the book.
Yeah,
You get this in stores?
yeah,
Of course.
When I first put that book out, a great story. I put the book out. I'm published, but I owned it. I own it. A company comes to me and they say, "We want to give you $50,000 for your book, rights." I said, "Fuck you." At the time, you need money. You do it. Fuck you. I had no money either, and I told him no. It was the best decision I ever made in my life.
Yeah.
Like a business
You
decision.
knew it was worth way more.
Well, I didn't know it. It's just that, no, you're not taking my shit for fucking nothing.
Right.
In my mind, nothing. It was Deerfield Beach was the company. It was a big press company. After I wrote it, they liked it, and they go, "Oh, we'll give you $50,000." Because I'm not going to get into how publishing works and all that, because I know totally about that. I mean, understanding. But now I own every fucking piece of that book, everything I part of, my co-writer, everything. I own every fucking thing. But what I learned about that business is, and you guys, yes, sell what you have to sell. Because it's part of the business. It's part of business. But own what you hold dear to your heart. Meaning, that's my story. That's my life. You can't change that. Yes, I could tell it, and but I don't want them to tell it the wrong way and say it's a real story. They can't do that now. And remember, you guys taught me something with publishing. I am in the Library of Congress. That book is in a Library of Congress. That's real shit. You know what I mean? I had to pay you to do this. It is fucking not only there's certain things you'll learn in business, service mark, trademarks, music must have different things, I'm sure.
We already went through that.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is there's not much I worry about. There's two things I have really fucking my program, what I do to help young people, which I'm recognized out of Florida, United States Congress. I don't know if you knew that. My program is #1 program in the country and is recognized out of Florida, United States Congress. That is service mark, trademark. It's two different things, and so is my book. Other than that, now cigars we're going to go crazy with. But anyway, we got to get going. So what I want to do, I want to ask you guys to end the show. Where do you see you guys self? I want in 5 years, 10 years, and after. First, you, Trey. Don't interrupt, because you're all gonna have your time. Gabe, hold on. I want to make something clear. Gabe, you gotta go to school.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up going to school after this.
You're late.
I am. It's about second period.
Okay, listen. Tell your teacher to call me.
All right. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that if you
I want
value
to
your
talk to that
grades.
fucking teacher. If she's hot, tell her to definitely call me.
If it's a dude and he's hot, definitely tell him to call
Tell him that. I don't give a fuck. I want both, girl or guy. You tell him to call me.
Larry's
And
a
if they're
non-discriminating
married,
consumer.
I don't care.
I got you.
I'm open for a person. Go ahead. Trey, please give me your say.
So I can say without a shadow of a doubt that in 5 years, I'll be playing music.
Keep going.
I like it.
I want to know more than
And,
that.
I that's the thing.
That's like saying I'm 5 years, I'm jacking off.
I could speculate. I could speculate. I know that to be true. We have a song. I'll plug the band right here.
Yeah, please.
Skyclub.
I want you to.
So search this up. We have a song
Please.
called
I'm going to plug your band.
Day at a Time. Our song's called Day at a Time.
Is that the one I heard, maybe?
No.
Okay.
But it's on Spotify. You can listen to it now. And that's a song that I wrote like in the specific moment. It was about a specific thing that I was worried about. But the chorus is more universal meaning. And it's just, that's kind of my motto, is take things a day at a time.
Within 10 years or 5 years? Come on. Yeah, how can you say it 10 years?
Well,
Because I want to listen to it now.
5 years.
After knowing you, I want to listen to it.
5 years. Let's see. Well,
Yes, you can.
Well, at least,
Stop that, Frank.
at the very least, House of Blues level. 10 years.
Whoa, come on. Is that really what you had?
No.
You know, I'll tell you why, Trey. And I'm not bucking it. Yeah, listen, everybody, when I was young, I'm not an old man. I'm 61. Fuck. I don't feel it. My dick gets hard. I fucking have a good time.
You want me to give you the answer that I like really believe in my heart? Is that
no,
what
no,
you're
no,
saying?
no, not yeah. Listen, no matter where I was, when I was a gangster, I wanted to be at this level as a gangster. And I mean a big level. Whether I had to murder fucking 10 people, whatever, there's certain things that get in your heart and you want it, and you will do everything to get it. And I say everything. Please, I don't anybody to think negative, like or bad things to do, because I don't believe in that, obviously. But you're talented to believe that you're fucking gonna be in 10 years. I'm expecting I'm going to be playing in Giant Stadium in New York in front of 50,000 people, and my record's going to be all over the fucking radio. Or if there's radio, fuck radio, it's going to be all over the internet or wherever. Don't do that because I'm saying it.
No, that's Jake, and Jake will tell you.
Frank
Jake will tell you.
Fucking Frank.
That's the answer that I
Tell me what you want. I don't want to hear your bullshit answer.
Okay, I was giving you the,
No.
And,
you got to learn the media.
live
Better
a
tell it
day
like
at
it
a
is.
time.
How about this? Let's just do the 10 years. What's our goal?
No. This is my fucking show. It ain't fucking your show, Jeff Frank. Where are you at in fucking 5 years?
5 years.
5 years. I'm 20. I'm coming to see you.
Arenas.
Arenas.
Are you touring?
We're touring the world. We've got
With Skylab.
Skyclub.
Listen, he's playing arenas, but he's not touring.
I'm in about what? A few drinks.
Skyclub. We're gonna be the first band to play in space, actually, with Elon, because where we're from
I love it.
is Brevard County, where they launched
Coast.
the rockets. We live in the Space Coast.
Trey,
Our band is
really a
called
dream?
Skyclub.
Is that a dream?
I would love to do that. We're gonna be the first band to play in space.
How fucking cool would that be?
Now, fucking that. You know why I want to picture with you? Because when you do that shit, and I'm 80. I remember those fucking kids. I'm still fucking like
You
these.
said 5 years, Larry, not 20.
Hey,
Listen, if it takes 20, who cares?
So
No, you didn't say 5.
We're
That wasn't
saying
5.
the first band
No,
in
you're done.
space
Hold on.
or in a Hollywood basement.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on, Jake. Seriously, that's what I wanted. I wanted
That
from
is.
you. I wanted from you. I wanted not what bullshit you're gonna give me. I wanted where you fucking want to be.
he's squeezing you, bro.
No, I'm squeezing.
I'll
'cause
tell you.
You know why? I look at somebody who's talented and say they never push for their best.
Well, let him do it. Here we go.
I'm enjoying
Third
listening
try.
to
Go
what
ahead.
you're saying, because when I
gotta
was,
Go ahead.
obviously we talked about our favorite bands and stuff. So like one of my biggest influences is Bono, and he can be pretty brash sometimes, and he just says it like it is, and he believes in himself.
And a philanthropist. I love the guy.
And I do really idolize that, and I always was like that. There have been things in life where you can't just be a jerk all the time, especially right now when you're like working and hustling. But no, like behind closed doors, and I guess I'll just say it on the air now. Like that's my dream. My two favorite bands are U2 and Coldplay.
So,
And they're two of the biggest bands in the
5 years you
world.
want to be touring. 5 years you want to be touring. Let me get you.
I want to be big. I
No,
want to
wait.
be with Coldplay.
5 years you want to be touring.
Yeah,
You hear me?
touring next year.
Okay.
2 years.
I don't give a fuck. Within 5 years, are you touring on a tour bus and going places?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
100% at least.
Second, in 10 years, are you fucking maybe collaborating with Sting? Well, he's dead. No, whatever. Maybe talking to meeting him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good.
No, we'll 10 years, Grammys,
Well,
number
I
one
mean,
records.
Okay, and maybe,
Hell yeah.
and you're young, and maybe after that, maybe like you said, whoever fucking, maybe you're fucking playing on Mars. You're playing
Writing
on
for other
Mars.
people, yeah.
Fuck other people. You're playing on. No, they're playing for you. You playing on Mars?
That we're
Whatever.
gonna have to
Whatever.
see about that.
What I'm getting
we'll
at-
get back to Elon and see what he says.
I love what you said.
Yeah,
I love that.
Thank you. But
And
at least in lower Earth orbit, I mean,
Listen to me, Trey. I honestly think you keep that fucking obsession. It is what it is. Accept it. Bring it in and do and run with it. Yeah. You'll be all right. Because everybody's gonna tell you you're wrong. This can't happen. You got to do this. They've told me that my whole life. Go fuck themselves. You know what? In the right way, you do it. You talk. I'll talk to you. And talk to you anytime. You need any advice, anything? I'll be here.
Thank you, Larry.
I mean it. All right, now Frank.
thank you so much.
I go right to Frank.
Where's Frank? Where's Frank at? Frank,
right
get over here, man.
Come on,
Frank,
Jake.
yeah.
I'm fucking. Everybody's heard the whole show.
we're good.
Jake. This is Jake, which is 21 years old. Frank's. I did have a few.
You did have a
Now,
few, yeah.
He's fucking Trey's brother,
Yeah.
and they.
Okay.
Oh, he fucking just.
They can't hear it. They can't hear it.
Oh, he just is some crazy music.
I gave him a little.
No,
wah
this
wah.
is Jake, and that's Trey's brother. And thank you guys, first of all, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Trey, for setting the stage for this question. I would say
I set the fucking tone. What did he fucking set?
you guys went.
Right. What the fuck?
Trey had to go through the process of.
Yeah, that fucking hit me hard.
Yeah.
Poor kid,
All right.
he got all the blood on my shit.
All right. So to be more simple, I'd say in 5 years from now, we will be touring, and we will be.
When you say tour, do you mean like the tour buses, the big day?
I mean, playing 30 dates in America. Hopefully,
and
and
20,000 arenas and stuff.
I mean,
10,000, 20,000.
whatever it is.
Go ahead.
We'll be
5 years.
We'll have fan bases around the country and
I
hopefully
think
the
you're
world.
gonna have them after the
for
show.
the world.
Go ahead.
He
And then in
just
10 years, Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, fucking yay!
Don't
If you ain't-
fucking do the Red Hot Chili Pepper bullshit.
No,
and
I want you to
fucking
get a
sock.
fucking girl like fucking, Jackson, the girl, and get her fucking tit ripped off again.
I don't know if we're going to be doing that, man.
Oh, I want that.
Although you'd like to.
Nah.
Come on, dude.
What about the guy's pants off?
What?
A serious, committed relationship.
I am, yes.
Are you in a? Whoa! Can I give you some advice right now?
Oh fuck! Here we go.
Just a little advice.
Go for it.
No.
Oh no.
Now, can I tell you why?
No.
She's terrible. He's terrible.
Can I
He's
give
terrible.
Can I give you statistics?
I'll take the advice.
80% of all relationships. Now I'm said 80% that start before 28 years old, and in divorce. True. And don't chime in. I know there's a few, but I'll show you the number.
All right.
A matter of fact, we just talked about that. Somebody who had issues.
You're doomed,
think-
motherfucker.
Hey, he's done. I love him. I love that kid.
I don't know the statistic. I'm not going to disagree with it because I don't know it. But
Can I ask you a question? How long you been with the girl?
we've been together for.
Because you're gonna have a lot of fucking broads hitting on you. Go ahead.
We've been together for
He already has.
I'm sure. So do y'all.
kind of 5 years
6 almost.
We're going.
since 2017.
You've been with a girl for 2017. You don't even know how to eat pussy yet.
Let's not get into that.
All right.
No,
All
we're
right.
not
All
gonna-
right. All right.
My point to you is this: yes, do what you want, follow whatever. It would be.
I think it depends on number one, the girl, and what values you have with her, and what.
100%. I'm not going into that. I'm not going to go into all the stuff.
That's
that
a
goes
show
into
on its
relationship.
own.
It is really. It's
Yeah,
a good show with young people.
All right. Give Gabe his 5 and 10.
No.
year plan.
What? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I heard all.
He just did.
No.
Besides the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going with him to the moon?
I mean, yeah. If Skyclub's playing, then yeah.
So do you really?
I can't decipher
Can
whether
I
or
ask
not
you a
that's going to
question?
be on the
'Cause
actual
you
moon
know,
or in a
the reason
Hollywood
I'm
basement.
asking you guys is, I swear, you guys don't even know, but maybe someday you guys are gonna look back and people will look back. Do you see yourself with your brother? Obviously, your brother. It's a little different. Do you see yourself with your brother in this band or a breakaway or this or not? Do you guys have any issues with that?
I mean,
Creative, to be honest.
I think literally
Nah, you fucking
we
both
haven't-
You're both liars. We're gonna leave it at
think-
that.
No,
You know
no,
why?
no, no,
'Cause
no.
I saw that fucking shit. Listen, I lived
let me-
on who I read.
Let me.
Listen, I was in prison.
Let me answer
I
this.
lived on who I read.
Let me answer this. Me and Trey have been playing music together since we were what? I was 6. You
Please
were 8,
don't tell me it's
maybe even
long.
earlier.
Don't tell because I've been in prison longer. Whatever the fuck you did.
Maybe. I mean, like what? 10, 15 years?
our whole life.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
My point is, I think, our dreams and our aspirations and our passions really flow together. And I think that, I think we both enjoy playing music together.
Can I
So
ask you
don't-
both a question?
I don't-
as
I
brothers?
think we will. And even to this day, I think we have our own side ventures.
No.
and
I
stuff
just
like
have a
that.
question for
But
both
as
of
far
you.
as our main priority is going to be playing together with our band, Skyclub.
Okay.
Whatever our band will
My
be.
point is, do you both have the end goal?
Absolutely.
I want you guys to go home today, and I mean this, and on the way home, whatever, and discuss where you guys want to be in 10 years, both of you, and see if I don't care how you get there. I get it, marketing this, it's because there's a lot involved. See if you're both at the same ending. How you get there is one way. In relationships, you and your wife or whoever have to be at. You might not. She might be a homebody. You might not. Whatever it is, you have to look at where. Because if you don't have the end goal, it keeps getting wider. They call it. They call it the relationship wider. One wants this. They go this way. This go this way. Before you know it, then they're so far apart they can't make it.
Thankfully, we have the same end goal.
Good enough.
We definitely do.
Gabe,
5 years, well, definitely.
you're 18. 5
Yeah.
years, you start jacking off.
So out of high school for sure. Definitely going to be playing music. Hopefully with these guys. I really love these guys. They give me a lot of opportunities that I've never had before. We gig all the time. We actually have a show tonight.
Where are you guys playing tonight?
Lazy Turtle up.
Oh, the Lazy Turtle's
Lazy
up there.
Turtle, I like that
Is this
place.
up today? It is up on Spotify today, yeah. Is
got a
it?
show tomorrow at
Benz, is
Sandbar.
it?
What?
Is this up today?
This will be up today, yeah.
Go ahead.
As a musician, I have improved in the last, however long I've been playing with them.
I don't want to hear about your proof. We did that shit. What you said, 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years. Definitely on the same level as them. Definitely playing big shows, touring.
Are you learning from them?
Oh, every day.
Good. Keep going.
And in 10 years, I guess you'll see me on Mars with Skyclub.
Gabe, let me tell you something, Gabe. Don't ever stop being who you are. I don't give a fuck what it is. Don't anybody.
This is like a signature.
Dude, you're giving me so much ammo for our songs. We have a song called "Be Yourself."
Well, I hope you fucking mention me.
We just hit 110,000 streams on it, all by ourselves. So if you want to check that out,
I might.
Be yourself. The message is be yourself. That's it. It's simple, but it's,
everybody knows me. It tells you
back
that.
to Gabe.
Gabe, go ahead. So 10 years, you want to keep playing music. He's so fucking young. I feel like I'm fucking dealing with a grandkid.
Yeah, 10 years I'll be 28. So it's like I'll probably be a lot different than what I am now. But I definitely hope.
You want to be in music? You want to be? Is your goal to be
sure.
a fucking mass musician, like the best ever?
It's for sure. I'm dead set on that. Like that's exactly what I want.
So okay, I'm gonna end the show. Benz, we're gonna get hit with Benz.
What? Yeah, listen.
Wait. Before you go, both of you guys, all you guys, amazing young people in my mind. Because listen, everybody has goals, everybody has dreams, everybody is. Don't have a fucking good. But go ahead, Benz. First Benz, and then I'll close the show.
All right. So first of all, it's Skyclub, one word, right?
But yeah, I was just gonna promote. I was gonna do that.
No, well, yeah. So listen, Skyclub, one word.
I'll promote him again.
There's another Skyclub. If you search in it, and they have a space. Their album's from 2006. That's not you guys.
It's not us. There's no space. It's
Skyclub.
There's another called Skyclub.
They have an album called Fly.
Whoa.
I just looked this up.
Oh, that's us. That's what.
Yeah, that's you. I'm talking about you.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Fuck them.
No, there's
Fuck
another
the Skyclub with the space.
Wait a minute.
We're talking about
Skyclub?
Skyclub, one word. Huh?
There's another band, Skyclub?
It's just
There's multiple bands called Everything.
Yeah,
But we're
exactly.
gonna be the only one that you know, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Skyclub, one word. They have an album, Fly. That's where you'll find that song that you were talking about.
Yeah, so on Apple Music and all of the other platforms, the EP Fly is out. On Spotify, we have the singles that we mentioned, Be Yourself and Day
I
of
looked this
Time.
up on Tidal.
On Tidal?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it right away. Yeah, as long as the only thing that threw me off was that there's a Skyclub with the space, Skyclub no space, and that's the one you guys want.
I don't think they're as active right now.
They're not. They don't even have a band image, and their album doesn't have a cover.
Yeah.
So
Who does your marketing?
I mean, as far as like our
You do everything.
Yeah.
You guys do everything. Good for you.
yeah.
That's our
these fucking
biggest
guys.
weakness.
Yeah, we do.
All right,
No. It's not a big. It's strength. And I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
tell them to make good choices.
Okay, you done?
I'm done.
Anybody else? Okay.
Ready to get fucked up on a cruise,
Listen,
baby.
we're going on a cruise, but I'm gonna tell you a couple of things that catch me out of the show. Don't fucking quit. Don't ever fucking quit. Jimmy Valvano said this. You heard of Jimmy Valvano? You probably haven't. He was a great basketball coach. He did. If you ever go look on ESPN, you look at the greatest speeches ever. Jimmy Valvano's there. You gotta watch it. He was dying of cancer, and he did a major speech. It's, to this day, the greatest speech ever done on any kind of platform. And just go to Jimmy Valvano, just the type in Jimmy Valvano speech. And the guys telling him to shut up, like in TV shows, they're giving him, he goes, this guy's giving me the fucking cutoff. I got 6 months to live. I'll fucking, you know what I mean? He talks about what life's about. You got it. You keep it. You go for it. Don't ever quit. Too many people quit at the door of success. That's a fact. It's none. I've been a millionaire three times over. Meaning, take it, lose it, take it, lose it. Most of mine's illegal. I'm not complaining. Make sure you never quit. Be on the same page. Whatever happens with people, group members, whatever, work them out. Get going. You're all passionate people about what you do. I'm passionate what I do. Whether Benz was here, whether Darian was here, whoever, I'm passionate what I do. I love to educate or open people's eyes to a world they don't know. You guys are musicians. You open my eyes, and I'm telling you this, Trey, and I'll tell my whole audience, you open my eyes with a song, and that's fucking so rare. and I mean that.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
You know, the cool thing about you not knowing the song is now the listeners have to listen to the entire fucking album.
I don't give a fuck. It's not an album.
It might have not even be
I don't think
released.
it's
It
out
might be
yet.
one that's coming out next year.
I have no idea.
Listen to the album anyway.
Listen to
I
the
have
album.
no idea, but it caught me. And I told Bo Malowski, I told my buddies, I told Simon, fucking that was unbelievable. But just follow your dreams, keep them going. Don't let anybody tell you no. You know, you're gonna get a lot of no's. You get a lot of no's. Benz will tell you that, and as a businessman, you get a lot of no's. Don't ever fucking quit, because quitters never win. Don't ever forget that. You know, all the fucking kind of bullshit. But what I'm telling you, Frank,
I agree with it. I agree with it, Frank.
Where's Frank?
Where's Frank?
And Gabe, you as a young man, you are so at the precipice of life. You caught on to two good guys. Keep them. I'm not saying character, everything. You guys don't drink. You know, we didn't get into that. You don't drink. You don't really party. You don't care about it. You guys got a great attitude as young people. Proud to know you. I'm happy to know you. And if you ever need any advice or anything, anybody here, he's in the music business. I'm not, but I'll give you business advice, anything you want. And we will have you back.
That would be awesome.
All right?
Hopefully next time maybe we can talk some sports and stuff. You said you were interested in sports.
Don't do that. I'll get my expert on, Davey.
The war in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine.
And thank you, Justin, Brandon, for coming on. We're going on a cruise now. Let's get fucked up. All right, everybody, listen to me. Have a great day. Thank you again.
Hey, thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you
our
for having
pleasure.
me.
Skyclub. Great,
Thanks,
great
guys.
band. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe. Make good choices.